first film was obviously hugely successful worldwide with both checkers and newcomers alike, but what was it about the script for Into Darkness that drew you both in? Zach, starting with you.
It was so much bigger and bolder, and I felt like from the beginning there was clearly a raising of the bar in terms of the magnitude of the world that was being created. And for me, I felt like the characters went in the other direction, which is deeper and more connected. And I knew that we were in for a really challenging experience when I read the script, but it ended up being as rewarding as it was challenging.
We learned from the older Spock in the first film, of course, that you guys would eventually become friends, but it doesn't seem like any closer to that as this film opens, does it? What's particularly irking Kirk about Spock this time, or Pointy as he calls him?
Well, I think these two individuals come from completely different perspectives on how to face the world, and Kirk is all about the gut, all about intuition, following his feelings and what he believes is right. And Spock is a man of reason and logic who follows rules and obeys rules, sometimes to the detriment of his friendships and his relationships. And I think they live in this black and white world, both of them, that they soon find over the course of this film is and should be a lot grayer, is that they both need those characteristics from the other that they initially kind of despise, but those are the qualities that they need to balance each other out.
And Zachary, we tend to think of Spock as kind of the brains of the Enterprise, don't we? But we get to see him be quite badass, don't we,
Yeah,
in this
we
movie?
do, yeah.
How much did you relish the sort of physical aspect and that great fight sequence you have with Benedict Cumberbatch on the moving vessel?
Yeah, I loved that part of it, actually, probably the most of any of it, just because to play a character so historically associated with stillness and economy of movement, to break out of those restrictions and to create a whole new physical vocabulary and to really be responsible for saving the day, bring it, you know.
And Chris, Kirk is obviously chasing Tail again at the beginning. Two Tails, actually, in his bed. I think we see the aliens that he's with. But tell us about the great sparks that you have with Alice Eve's character, Carol. How much fun did you have doing that?
Alice is, a beautiful and intelligent woman, and she brings those qualities to bear on Carol Marcus. And I think for someone like Kirk, who's all into the whoever is easiest to bed, to find someone who's intelligent and sharp and doesn't kind of put up with his BS is a lot of fun for him. But I really think in this film there's so much happening in terms of the stakes of the story and the fate of the world that there's not really much time to investigate that. But definitely the foundation has been laid.
Nice and subtle, isn't it?
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
And Gene Roddenberry, who obviously created Star Trek, said that the reason behind that was his positivity about what the future might hold. I just wondered what you guys think lies ahead of us as humans and what we might find.
It's a tricky question. I mean, I think Gene Roddenberry was a visionary in so many ways and had an inherent faith in humanity and an optimism. I'm probably less inclined to be so optimistic at this point just because I feel like in a lot of ways, and especially technologically, I feel like we're on the cusp of losing our grasp on what we're actually creating. And I think as much as technology purports to connect us all more, I think it's really just fracturing us. So I think we have a responsibility to one another to really stay connected to ourselves and to each other as a civilization. And otherwise, I'm a little bit nervous about what might unfold.
Zachary Quinto, Chris Pine, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Great to meet you guys.